Welcome back. This is Mrs. Rubright with Advanced Geometry. Today's lesson is 6.5, Use Proportionality Theorems. Alright, so in the diagram, QS is parallel to UT. RS equals 4. ST equals 6. And QU equals 9. What is the length of RQ? Alright guys, sorry I'm back. Alright, so what were we doing? QS is parallel to UT, RS is 4, ST is 6, QU is 9. What is the length of RQ? Alright, so we're looking for this length right here. So in order to do this, we have that RQ, this amount, is to this as this is to this. So instead of doing how we kind of were, where we did this is to the whole thing as this is to the whole thing, when they are parallel like this, you can use the triangle proportionality theorem and simply do that this is to this as this is to this. And it just kind of simplifies life a little bit. So when you do that, and you do your cross products and solve, we can reduce this right here to 2/3. So 9 times 2 is 18, and 18 equals 3 times what? Divide by 3 on both sides, x is 6. Right? So 6 is to 9 as 4 is to 6. Right? 2/3, 2/3. Alright, so on a shoe rack shown, AB is 33, BC is 27, CD is 44, and DE is 25. Explain why the gray shelf is not parallel to the floor. So we want to see, is this parallel to the floor? Well, if this was parallel to this, then this is to this as this is to this. If that doesn't work, then it's not parallel. So let's check it out. 27 is to 33 as 44 is to 25. If this doesn't work, then it is not parallel. 3 goes in here 9 times. 3 goes in here 11 times. 44 and 25. Can I even reduce that? No, I can't. Another way, if you were stuck and not sure if you can reduce, you can turn both of these fractions into decimals. So turn that into a decimal, turn that into a decimal, and compare. Or you can do the cross products and see if the cross products are equal. So 25 times 27 is what? 675. And 33 times 44 is 1452. Those are clearly not equal, therefore it's not proportional. So that's another way. And like I said, the other way was literally turning them into decimals and comparing that way as well. So this is not going to work. You get 9/11ths versus 44 over 25. They are not equal. Therefore, these are not proportional. Therefore, this is not parallel. Not parallel. It's not happening. Find the length of YZ. So because these are parallel, I can do this is to this as this is to what, right? 44 is to 35 as 36 is to what? So cross products and solve. 35 times 36, 1260, equals 44 times x. 1260 divided by 44. I'm going to get 28.6, approximately 28.6. So they got 315 over 11. They just reduced it. So if I put divide by 44 on both sides, that would be 315 over 11. If this was on a calculator section, let me show you this really quickly. Okay, so on a calculator section, what were my two numbers again, guys? It was 1260 over 44. 1260 over 44. Okay? So Knowing how to use your calculator is super important, especially on the calculator section. So if I have 1260 over 44 using the fraction button right here, then what I can do is I can change this into a, I can reduce this fraction. So I can turn it into a decimal. So look, second button this, I'm going to turn it into a decimal. I can turn it back into a fraction. Now it's a mixed number. Right? I can get it into a mixed number. I can get it into an improper fraction that's reduced. See how nice this is? It does all of the work for you. So it's all about, do I know how to use my calculator and letting it work for you. If you have the solar version, unfortunately the solar version does not have these two buttons and will not do this. So the solar version has these two blank buttons, so it doesn't have this capability. But if you have the normal TI-30XA, battery operated, then it has these two fractional buttons, and you're able to reduce fractions just simply by using your calculator. So, back to our lesson. Determine whether PS is parallel to QR. PS is parallel to QR. Well, if it's parallel, then 72 is to 40 as 90 is to 50. Well, that would be 9/5. What about here? Is this going to be 9/5? 8 goes in here 5 times. Does 8 go in here 9 times? It does. So then they are proportional, therefore it is parallel. In the diagram, angle 1, angle 2, and angle 3 are all congruent. GF is 120. DE is 150. CD is 300. Find the measure of HG. All right, so do you guys see how this and this are equal? Well, if they're equal, then these are parallel. Why? The converse of what? Corresponding angles postulate, right? These are corresponding angles. If corresponding angles are congruent, then the lines are parallel. This and these two are corresponding. Same side, same position. They are corresponding angles. Therefore, this is parallel by the converse of the corresponding angles postulate. So being that these are parallel, I can do 300 is to 150 as what is to 120. Well, 150 times 2 is 300. 120 times 2 is 240, right? I can do that without even setting up the proportion because I noticed that that doubled, 240. So what were they actually asking for? They were asking for not HG, but what? HF. So HG plus GF is going to give you the whole thing. 240 plus 120? 360. So that's why your final answer is 360. So on the exams, guys, you solve for X and stuff, and you get so excited, and you think you're done, and you're like, I'm done. This is my answer, 240. And you forget to go back and read what were they asking for. Do I have to then plug that into something to get my final answer? So don't get excited that you solve for something and think that you're done. Always go back, read what did they want me to actually solve for, and see if you need to continue. In the diagram, angle QPR is congruent to angle RPS. QPR, this one is congruent to this one, okay? They are already marked. That's good. Use the given lengths to find the length of RS. All right, so RS. We're looking for RS. All right, so what do we know? We know that QR is what? What is QR? Isn't it 15 minus X? Right? All right, so in that case, we're going to have 7 is to 13 as 15 minus X is to X, right? Cross products and solve. 7X equals 13 times 15 minus X. What is 13 times 15? 13 times 15. $195 minus 13x, add 13x to both sides, 20x equals 195. 195 divided by 20. X is 9.75. Make sense? All right, so try this with your table partner. Find the length of AB. I got 19.2. Did you guys get that? 15 is to 18 as 16 is to what? I reduce, cross products, and solve. And then on our last one, let's see. So we're looking for AB. We're looking for this. So 4 rad 2 is to 4 as what is to 4? What do you think? 4 rad 2. And let's think about this, guys. Isn't this x rad 2? 4 rad 2, 4 rad 2, 4 rad 2, rad 2. Rad 2 times rad 2 is square root of 4, or 2, and 4 times 2 is 8. This is simply a 45, 45, 90 triangle. Pretty sweet. All right, guys, so that is the end of your lesson today, your second lesson today. And this was 6.5, Use Proportionality Theorems. I hope you guys enjoyed the lesson. Please like and subscribe and have a wonderful day.